Welcome to the Wedding Show on Central Valley Talk. I'm your host, Bina Campos, and this show is brought to you by Vicky and Bina Photography. On today's show, we have Fidel Dorado from Zabe Mortgage Group.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome. So, Fidel, this is such an exciting topic for me, and I'll tell you why. 17 years ago, when I was preparing for my own wedding, I was trying to do everything that I could possibly think of to make my experience very memorable. I was trying to find the perfect wedding dress, the perfect venue, the cake and all the good stuff. But I didn't stop to think for one moment what I was going to do after my wedding. And one of the things that my husband and I wanted to do was purchase our first home. But we weren't well informed, so we did a lot of mistakes along the way. We bought a house in not a very nice location, and then to make matters worse, we had a train go right through our backyard. So when it came down to selling it, we had a little bit of a difficult time. So this is why I'm so happy to have you on our show. Can you share with us some do's and don'ts when it comes to purchasing and financing a home?
Well, fortunately, you're not the first couple that goes through that. There's tons of couples out there that really have that feeling of not knowing what to do. They get the idea of they have that big wedding, the big plans, and they finally go home and get together and say, well, what's next? What's our goals? What's our next plan? And one thing that we always recommend to everybody is especially when they're a new couple, is get together and come up with the homeownership plan. The homeownership plan basically is when you discuss with your spouse in regards to the location of where you want to buy, what's your budget, how much can you afford, the school district that you're in.
Right.
Those are all could be determining factors as far as you mentioned earlier. You talked about you bought a house maybe by the railroad, and maybe down the road you wanted to sell, but maybe the value's not there because of the railroad affecting the value. And those are things that you kind of want to discuss as a couple early on, to really get an idea of what you're going to be looking for when you sit down with a lender and talk about what your goals are and your financial interests are into buying a home.
So. Good. And I think that's so good, planning for the future, because I think most brides and even grooms, they just think about wedding day and you think that your life's just going to continue like it did before, but it's not the case. You get married, you start a family, and you don't think about, oh, what school district would I like my children to go to? What's the best location to find? So those are really good tips. What advice can you give our brides, especially for first-time home buyers?
Well, the very first step, what I always recommend everybody, is to schedule an appointment with a lender. And not just any lender. You got to make sure that you feel comfortable with the person. You may have family members, co-workers, friends that'll refer you to somebody they have experience with, and that works great. I mean, the main thing you want to do is you want to find somebody that is there for you, that's going to be giving you the proper advice, properly prepare you into achieving your goals of home ownership. It's a major step, just like as in getting married. That took proper planning, a lot of budgeting, and there's no different with home ownership. It's the same thing. You want to make sure that you are properly prepared, given the right advice, and making sure that the loan officer, the lender that you're working with, works with you in devising a plan to achieve those goals, achieve those dreams.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so your company, you're not real estate agents. You're a loan officer,
correct?
Right?
Yeah,
or like a loan company.
Exactly. Well, all we do is essentially what we do is we don't just do home loans, and that's the one thing that we want to let our viewers know, is that we don't do home loans. We, especially when it's a new couple, a newlywed couple, is you want to build your wealth. You have your goals. You have your financial interests that you're trying to accomplish as a couple. And one thing that we do in our company is that we provide that advice. We provide that proper preparation to help build wealth, help buyers understand, and empower them to help build that wealth. Whether it be, are you looking at a 15-year mortgage, at a 20-year mortgage, 30-year mortgage? Can you afford that?
Right.
And those are the things that we want to make sure that we empower our customers with. If a couple sits down together and let's say it's a young couple of 20 years old, 25 years old, whatever it may be, and the main thing is that, okay, look, what is your retirement age? What is your goal? Where you're looking at as far
So
as
it's like a financial planning for almost your whole life.
That's
right?
exactly what it is,
Okay.
because you don't want to be, 65, 70 years old and still have 5, 10 years left in your
Right.
mortgage. I mean, the chances of you still making the same income is going to be a lot less likely for that to happen. So you want to make sure that you properly plan for that. Maybe what you could afford now, you can afford an extra payment down the road. And maybe you can look at possibly refinancing, going from a 30 down to a 20 or a 15-year loan, and hopefully that'll match up with what your goals are, and having that nice retirement with your spouse.
Right. And so I know as a girl, we want our dream house, but sometimes it's a process, right, to get there. So what would you say for anyone who's trying to buy a house for the very first time? What should they be looking for? Should they be striving for that dream house and wait to build up for that, or should they start with like a starter home, what do you call it, like those homes that you flip? What would you recommend?
One thing the conversations that I always have with customers is that you're not going to find the perfect home. And don't go looking for the perfect home, but look for the right home for you, for your situation, your circumstance, your budget. And you can build up towards that. I mean, you got to take into account, when they're newlyweds, are they coming into the relationship with kids already, or do they not have kids? Do you want to find a home in a certain area?
Right.
That's going to determine as far as how much you can afford as well. So, I mean, those are the kind of things that you have to look at before you actually just go looking at at homes without having the proper planning for that kind of stuff.
Right.
There are a lot of steps. It's very important. Again, like we mentioned earlier, marriage. It's a big step.
Right.
Big commitment. Same thing with home ownership. It's a big, potentially be a 30-year commitment. So
yeah, so it's like a marriage. You're married to your house.
You're married
for
to
a
your
while.
house as well. Yeah.
But I think what's so nice is, like, even though we had some difficulty with our first home, we were able to still sell it and get a small little profit. So it was still a very, very small investment, but it was, a process to go through. And then we were able to use some of those funds to purchase our second home. So it's a good thing to do.
You build up towards that.
Right.
Again, it's just making sure that you don't want to be house rich, basically, as a young couple or as a newlywed couple. You don't want to be out there, working overtime constantly, weekends, and you don't have the time to spend with your new spouse. And it's that quality time that you need as a young couple, especially. So you want to make sure that you find, again, the right house.
Right.
Not the perfect house. You're not going to find that. It takes time for that. And as you grow and mature into that, you eventually you'll get there. But it just makes sure that you have the proper planning. That's what it takes.
That's true. Okay, so one question.
Sure.
Is it true that if you wait in the winter time, the interest rates are a little bit lower, or what does it all entail? Is it just really based on your financial?
It's based on, there's a lot of different things that go into, determining what kind of loan programs you qualify for, credit, employment history, do you need down payment assistance programs? There's a lot of different things that are taken into account to determine, what your interest rate may be like. That's sort of a myth, I would say, as far as, that the rates do go up or down during the winter season and stuff like that. I mean, honestly,
I tried.
It's always a good time to buy, to be honest with you. I mean, people always ask me, when is a good time to buy?
Right.
Is it now? Is it, 2 years from now? Honestly, it's always a great time to buy.
Okay, good.
The thing with that is, making sure that you are not, I guess, desperate in a way to find a house. You want to make sure that you're finding the right home for you.
Right.
And whether it's summertime, winter, spring, fall, whatever it may be, it's always a great time. Just make sure that you find the right deal for you, that's the right loan program for you, that fits your needs, your goals, and your financial interests.
Is there more programs for first-time home buyers than there is for maybe someone who's a second-time home buyer? Sometimes we have couples who are getting married for the second time or third time. What programs are there for them, or for first-time home buyers?
There are a lot of programs. That's a good question, actually. There's a lot of programs out there right now where people have the thinking that it's just for first-time home buyers. And there's actually a lot of other programs for repeat buyers or move-up buyers. So it's just a matter of, getting together with the loan officer to making sure that they look at that situation, look at what your goals are. Again, it's always about proper planning and making sure that your loan officer, your lender that you're working with, understands that and helps you achieve those goals. But there are tons of programs out there. Before it was that myth of, just first-time home buyers. And that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
The
good.
market is very welcoming right now to a lot of buyers, whether you be first time home buyers, move up buyers, repeat buyers, buyers that have had foreclosures in the past, short sales in the past. It's a very welcoming market right now, and coupled with the right loan officer, with the right realtor, you'll be able to achieve your goals.
And I think that's key when you have the right realtor, like you said, and the right loan officer. Things are just so much easier, I think, for any couple
You're
trying
right.
to buy a
and
home.
You're right. You're 100% right with that. Is it's a teamwork. It's all about the teamwork, making sure that they understand what your values are. Again, I keep repeating this about goals and financial interest and things like that. Is that's key for with both working with your lender and your realtor. You want to make sure that you work with a realtor that has your best interest at hand. Same thing with a lender. And that's first and foremost above and beyond above everything else. That's the most important thing.
That's good. Well, thank you so much, Fidel. Where are you guys located?
We're located in Madera. It's a Zabe Mortgage Group, 1609 Howard Road. We also have our website, www.zabemortgage.com. We also have an office in Fresno now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so we
Where
have an
are
office.
you located here in Fresno?
Well, it's 2585 East Perrin, Suite 109
Okay.
in North Fresno. So we've been there now for about a little bit over a year now, I believe, in Fresno. So we've been doing really well. Madera is our home office. That's where we do a lot of the processing, and approving of the loans and underwriting and things like that. But as we grow, as we continue to experience success from a lot of great referral partners that we work with, great past customers that we work with through referrals, and we
And I
figured that.
understand you're one of the partners there at
Correct.
Zabe?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
it's Aldel Avila and I. It's both our office there, and we're very thankful for a lot of the support that we've had from our community, and it's allowed us to grow quite a bit. So thank you.
Good. Okay, so you also have a website, right?
We do.
What's your website again?
www.zabemortgage.com.
Okay, and then if anybody wants to get information, they can go on your website. You have PDF files, or do you have any information that they can download and just kind of read?
Yeah, definitely. We have homeownership guides in Spanish and in English.
Oh, good.
We do have the different breakdown of the different programs that are available. You can apply online, which is a great tool to have if for those customers that are a little bit limited with their schedule, with their work schedule, or whatever it may be, they can apply online. You can also upload documents to it, which is a secured website. You can upload documents so we can receive and review and take your loan application that way. There's a lot of great information on the website. We're available by appointment.
Okay.
So you can call our office. Anybody there will be able to schedule that appointment for you. I also have a couple of production partners that help me with taking loan applications as well. So it's a great team. It's a great team at the office. So we'll make people feel very welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Fidel. Thank you so much for having you on, for being on the show. So
thank
we're
you.
really
Thank you,
excited. And brides, there you have it. There's your information. You want to do your homework, get a plan going, go to a loan officer, see how much you qualify for, and then find a realtor. And we just want to thank you once again, our viewers, for tuning in. This has been The Wedding Show on Central Valley Talk. You can find us on digital TV, channel 33.2, or you can also find us on centralvalleytalk.com every Monday at 3 p.m. We're live, so catch us on there. Okay, you have a great day. Bye.